Hello all you 47 Ronin lovers, as always I am Cosmic and today we're going to be reviewing Slice, Dice and Rice, which is an indie fighting game with no health bars inspired by Bushido Blade that was developed by Dojo Games. That's right, you heard me, no health bars, but I'll get to that in a moment. The game is set and takes place in a stylized alternate version of the Japanese underworld, where in the main story a samurai known as Kojiro, he is killed and then he is sent to hell essentially, and he's basically to do battle for eternity, and his sole aim is to overcome the various opponents that he faces. So the game has no health bars, and in fact it's not only no health bars, but it's a system whereby one hit is equal to one kill. That's right, you instantly die upon being hit. You can take small glances that will damage you slightly, but if you get a clean hit then you will kill your enemy or you will die yourself. So it's a game that is about movement and timing and blocking and basically timing your attacks so that you get a clean hit, and then that is the match over and you move on to the next opponent. Now the game features basically two modes. It features a story mode, you can have a skirmish, but it also features local multiplayer, which is probably my biggest gripe of the entire game, and it is a fatal flaw within this product itself. There's no online multiplayer. That is a massive problem for me, especially for a PC game. There's not that many people who play couch co-op on a PC at the best of times. And it is understandable that, multiplayer, especially online multiplayer, does cost money, but I feel that it's something that for fighting games is almost integral to the experience, even if it is a stylized fighting game with a different twist like this one. It's very much a case of you are very limited into what audience you can bring, because ultimately one of the most fun parts about fighting games is facing other people. Now that is partially dampened by the fact that a lot of fighting games can have really great story modes and a really great single player experience, but Slice, Dice and Rice does not. Its single player experience basically consists of going through, facing every single opponent in the game, and once that's it, it's not that long, especially once you get proficient with the fighting system. It doesn't take that long to complete. So it's a case of, what do you do after you've completed that single player? Well, the answer is you can play with your friends, we're in the same place, but after that there's no real point. So if you don't have friends to play couch co-op with, it's unlikely that you're going to get a lot of longevity out of this, which is a real shame, because I feel that it is an interesting twist on the fighting genre. It's a nice idea. I like the idea of one hit, kills instantly. I like that. It's very almost roguelike in that sense, but the major problem with this is that it does not have multiplayer, and thus just completely lacks replayability and longevity throughout the entire thing. In terms of its core mechanics, they are fairly solid. It can be a little bit of a frustration simulator at times when it comes to, once you're hit, you're dead and that's it. And I think that, on occasion, especially against certain enemies, you can be at a small disadvantage. In particular, there is one character that has amazing reach, which can be really, really frustrating. But for the most part, most of the characters seem to be balanced out. Again, they all have different fighting styles and they are all enjoyable to play. The most frustrating to play for me was the Death character that he with his scythe. That just drove me crazy, and I just could not get the hang of that at all. And I think that objectively, it is a decent little indie fighting game with an interesting twist. It's great, it looks great, it's stylized, the music's quite nice, but the main problem is that it just doesn't have the features necessary to really sustain it long term. And that for me is a really big put off when it comes to this genre. I want to be able to play with people that are not in the same room as me. I want to be able to, have fights online and have leaderboards and that kind of thing and test my skills against other people. And the game just does not allow you to do that, which is, in my mind, a fatal flaw for a fighting game. And for that reason, I think that for me, overall, if you are interested in picking these up and playing to the single player and just, having a little bit of fun and dying a lot, then it might be worth picking up on a sale. However, if you're looking for something that is going to sustain you for a long time and is going to cure that itch of a fighting game, then this probably isn't it, because it just doesn't have the content required for that, and it doesn't have the capabilities required for that. So ultimately, it's a real shame. I think it is a product that has plenty of potential, but as it currently stands, it's either worth avoiding or worth waiting for a sale. Which again is disappointing, because the core content and the core concept of the game is pretty damn solid. So that is my review of Slice, Dice and Rice. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, share on social media, and as always, I will see you next time.